3D printers are one of the most powerful tools that makers have ever had, and they're quietly making you a lot worse at making. It's diluted the process that all makers need to go through. You're completely cheating yourself. Due to 3D printing's natural ability to print almost anything and print complex shapes, its actual abilities have been severely overinflated through the years. Just one casual browse of your YouTube feed will show you how many wonderful, beautiful things you can make with your 3D printer, and how many Iron Man suits. I don't argue that the possibilities are there, eventually, but there's been an over-reliance on 3D printers through the years, and it started at the beginning, and it's contributed to over-expectations of what can actually be accomplished. Even the inventor of 3D printing himself, Charles Hull, has said that it's overhyped, usually combined with a vision of a utopic future.
Some writers and people who talk about 3D printing get over-enthused. Most of the stuff they talk about will happen someday, but there's the here and now, and the near-term future, where a lot of that stuff is definitely hype and won't happen.
Have there been massive leaps forward in technology that allow us to print more high quality and durable prints? Absolutely. Are we using these prints in places where they probably won't survive? Yes. The use cases are a lot more nuanced than 3D printing is crap or 3D printing can change the world. I see a lot of people jumping into 3D printing as a gateway for them. This is very understandable. The barrier for entry for 3D printing is actually pretty small, so it's a logical step for the maker journey. But many never progress past that. I think there's a self-imposed mental barrier for difficulty that keeps people from going into other mediums, like woodworking or metalworking. But metal is hard shouldn't be your excuse. Learning other processes can actually expand your possibilities and can come back to inform your knowledge on 3D printing. All mediums come back to inform each other. I'm going to go through a lot of the reasons why 3D printing can be great and some of the applications that it's not all it's cracked up to be. There are inherent weaknesses in 3D prints and you deserve better choices. When the tool becomes the master. It removes thought from your designs because the machine will make it for you. First off, 3D printers, like many things, are tools, equivalent to a hammer or a pair of pliers. They are a choice within our arsenal to help us accomplish our goals. The problem is when the tool becomes the master, when we think it can do anything we throw at it. Yes, 3D printers can make complex shapes. Anything you can design or anything you can borrow from Thingiverse can be made real. This is a trap.
It's a trap!
This is the allure that keeps makers limited and trapped in a bog of one realm when there are many more worlds out there. The question that many makers start to skip because of this scenario is this the best way to make what I need? If you do not ask yourself this question, you are cheating yourself. You must ask this question with every single project. Using a 3D printer is the easy button for making something. You just press boop and you leave it and walk away. Yes, 3D printers require skill to design, slice, and print. But I worry that these things are becoming a crutch for makers that could pursue other avenues as well, like CNC machines, metalworking, sculpting, or more. Denying yourself of the choices of tools for your making is one of the most limiting things you can do. The second main pitfall of 3D printing is the distancing of authorship for parts. We live in a world where many things that could be designed by humans are being stripped away. Some would label it a convenience, but others would argue that we're stripping away the very things that make a product human. Which of those choices is better is yet to be seen. One could argue that you're plagiarizing others' work, whether bought, borrowed, or stolen. Drawing parallels to existential AI arguments, this is both the beauty and the darkness about 3D printing, where people take or buy the designs of others for themselves. On one hand, it gives people an ability to make things that they might not otherwise possess, but it takes the work of others that know how to design parts to provide the actual ability to get it done. This makes some users akin to microwave operators. Being able to put something in and press start doesn't mean you know how to cook. The easy button does do wonderful things for the maker world by bringing in people who might previously viewed making as something difficult or impossible. I know this is harsh, and I want to be clear. I want to encourage makers of all kinds to keep pursuing learning and looking for new ways to improve. That is the whole point of this video. I want to shock you out of complacency and encourage you to pursue more because I know all of you are capable of doing so. Material weaknesses. All materials have inherent properties with both strengths and weaknesses. Some are great for impact forces and some just reduce friction. Knowing material properties is a good source for somebody to become a successful engineer. However, I would argue that it would be a great resource for the maker world as well. Material science is only as complicated as you want it to be, and understanding a few basic ideas can help you choose the right material for all your projects. That being said, that brings me to one of the main problems I have with 3D printing, and it's a problem you should all be aware of as well. All the materials that's used in 3D printing, like PLA, ABS, nylon, and others, have a reduction in strength of 20 to 50% when extruded through an FDM printer. This has been documented and cataloged by many researchers and actually some YouTubers. Basically, the non-homogeneous structure that is created by printing everything in layers that may or may not stick to each other causes inherent weaknesses in the part. And even when reorienting your parts, you can still be a victim to this. Even strong materials like titanium or high carbon steel can be a victim to geometry and weaknesses within the component itself. Eventually you can boil it down to sharp corners are bad and round corners are good. Sharp edges on a part are akin to folding a piece of paper over and over again, which induces weaknesses in the paper, allowing it to tear. Smooth changes in direction cause the stress to more evenly distribute throughout the part, reducing the tendency to break, shear, or bend. So you might be thinking, I'll just design my parts with a lot of fillets and it'll be okay, right? Wrong. So what is this all dancing around? It's a term called anisotropy. Anisotropy is defined as the structural property of non-uniformity in different directions. This term is from studying grains of materials such as wood or metal. All it means is that material is stronger in one direction than another. Many 3D printer users already know this and reorient their prints to the XY plane versus the Z plane. Printing up through the Z plane can reduce strength from the original material strength by as much as 50%. Printing on the XY plane still results in a reduction in 20% versus the source material strength. Every layer of an FDM printer introduces stress concentrations that cause issues. And why all the material science babble? It's all harkening back to what I said before. Your material choice matters. You have to know the sacrifices that you're making when you blindly choose to print something. You have to always ask yourself, is there a better way to make what I need? If the answer is no, then print away. The problem I see with 3D printing is that it's the easy way out. It's the one size fits all for if you don't know how to consider things. It's the crutch of your maker's repertoire. One of the things that gives you a false sense of security is thinking that 3D printing saves you time by working in the background while you do something else. But we've all been there. Setting up an important print only to have it turn into spaghetti. Printing something mechanically critical only to have its holes too big or too small. How many times do you have to reprint something to get it perfect? All the settings, tweaking, and design revisions just to get to the perfect part. You could have learned how to make it from wood or metal and had it done in a fraction of the time with the right dimensions to boot. Machining, welding, and woodworking may seem daunting to the uninitiated, but you can do so much more, so much faster if you give these materials a chance. The thoughts you may have of efficiency may just be a self-delusion lost in the hours of painful tinkering. So why do I say all these negative things about 3D printing? Someone has to. Your YouTube feed is a relentless hit after hit of I made this Iron Man suit or I made this unbelievable thing with 3D printing. I'm not here to take a dig at those channels because many of them go into the difficulties of the material process, but the effect it has on the maker community has become a mass delusion that 3D printing will save us all, and I'm here to say it isn't the savior it's been hoisted up to be. That being said, it is a very wonderful tool that has numerous possibilities for enriching the utility belt of makers in general. There are constant advancements in its technology, and I for one think that its boundaries should be constantly pushed so that one day it might achieve our dreams. All of these statements are about FDM printers, not resin, laser sintering, or even some more industrial printers that have achieved levels of part quality that actually have a chance to survive abusive atmospheres. With the launch of the Artemis II, I'm reminded that NASA has successfully employed 3D printing in situations for both the ISS and on the Artemis itself. Some people have spotted FDM parts on the footage in the background, so it does have its place for certain users. NASA is just simply a great example of judicious choices for when and when not to use 3D printing, mostly to allow certain capabilities to solve problems in space when no one is there to help you, but they can send you a digital file with a new CAD design to save the day. Like I mentioned before, there are industrial printers that have achieved more usefulness than hobby-level 3D printers. I have used a brand called Markforged, which uses a material called onyx, which is a nylon impregnated with carbon fiber. This material is around $180 a roll, but it is truly remarkable. The layer lines are non-existent to the naked eye. Believe it or not, I've actually used a part in a coolant environment of a CNC machine for at least a year and a half and it had no issues. The micro layer lines do still exist, but these are the nicest prints I've seen in person. And this quality is for good reason. They are the price of a car last I checked. When or if this type of quality becomes cheaper for everyone to use, I will change my tune on many of my negative comments. I say all these things not to be mean, but like I said before, to shock you out of complacency. 3D printers are one of the most accessible and versatile tools that we have today. There are the problems that I've gone over today, which is the over-reliance on the machine, the lack of authorship, print durability issues, and delusions of efficiency. It's not your fault that the reputation of 3D printers is overinflated. When every article or video is about all the unlimited possibilities of a machine, you can't help but put all your effort into it, thinking it's going to be as useful as a replicator from Star Trek. They are represented as a do-everything tool that can save us all, even on other planets. And the possibilities are actually there. But for now, they're still the fevered dreams of idealists, who have not faced the realities of making in chaos that is required to create something of merit. This is a skill that gets underdeveloped when you put all your cards into 3D printing. And that is a skill developed over a lifetime of working with your hands. The constant learning about tools and materials that eventually leads you to understand that all the different ways of making are interwoven. The tactile experience by learning and understanding that you get by learning new ways of making and experimentation. This is the learning that allows you to answer the questions more intelligently of how and why when you start a project. The vast amount of experience that can tell you the best way. And if the 3D printer is the only tool you ever reach for, you are robbing yourself of that experience.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
That beverage has not been programmed into the replication system.